Hi, my name's Kelly Schuster-Paredes. I've been at Crest for, this will be my 7th year, and I'm a computer science teacher and ed tech specialist at the Fort Lauderdale campus. Well, I started my career in Florida, and I went abroad in 2003 to the UK, and I taught 10 years in the UK. I was the lead science teacher, then lead design teacher, and then lead integration specialist there. And then after 10 years in London, I went to Lima for 5 years, where I headed the design technology program and taught everything that had to do with technology and design. I heard about Pinecrest from one of my former supervisors in Lima, Peru, who knew Anita Tyson, and he told me about this great school in Florida, and if I was moving back to Florida, I had to come here. So that's how I came to Pinecrest. The curriculum in the middle school is super unique. We are one of the few schools that teach Python to middle school students. I often hear that people are quite impressed that we have 11-year-olds coding the programs that we have them code, and their code is so elegant and so creative, and that really makes it unique to most middle school programs around the world. Python is the #1 language on about 3 or 4 charts around the world. It is the language that is said to be the easiest to read, the easiest to write. But besides that, it has a wealth of libraries. And libraries are these things that we can pull into our code and use them to do really cool things. One of the libraries that Python has is TensorFlow, and that is one of the major libraries for machine learning and AI. It also has a lot of libraries for data science, and data science is one of the upcoming careers now of our future.
Am I an elephant?
No.
Yes.
No. Yes. Oh, I know why it won't work. I know why.
Why?
Because he's not listening.
The funny thing about me teaching Python is that I just started learning to code 4 years ago. So 4 years ago when I started teaching, I was trying to cram and learn everything I could about Python. And it has been I wouldn't say uphill struggle, but it has been definitely a huge learning curve for me over the past 4 years. I loved science. I always wanted to be a marine biologist as a kid. I went pre-med and decided after 5-6 years of teaching or being in school that I didn't want to be a student any longer. I wanted to be a teacher, and I taught every type of science. I've taught chemistry, I've taught physics, I've taught biology, environmental, and that was fun, and I was always learning, but at a point I wanted to learn more, so I switched into the technology role. And the idea of having something that's always new and forces me to learn more things every day just makes me happy. I love teaching middle school kids. I didn't really like middle school growing up. I know it was a tough time, but I wanted to be there for kids and to be that person that they can talk to. That's one reason. And then the second reason is because they are still children. They still like to, have hugs and high fives, but they're just close enough to being adults that you can have conversations with them. They have such a beauty about them with the creativity and the things that they can do, and I just love this age group. One of the activities that I really like to teach is the first coding app that 6th graders make. I go through a series of concepts that they need to use, and it's a 3 to 4 week unit. And at the end of the unit, they make their own app. And this is the first app most of the students have ever made. And I like to see what they bring out with the code, because I don't give them a specific project and they can be as creative as they want. One of the ones that my students made was a shape generator. And it asks a user a couple of questions and asks them what color they want to see, what type of emoji they want to see. And the student, I think, spent about 500 lines of code making these shapes. And the code itself is very simple, but the creativity just really impresses me.
I had to make an app with all the things on the board, so I came up with it because it was more fun than just writing code.
So in this code, the user asks for the name, and it says time to make a random drawing, and you can either press start or Q to quit, and then it will just produce these great little drawings. Very simple, nothing complex, but this shows a lot of skill with the amount of code that was written and the amount of time that this young lady used to pick out the emojis with various colors and shapes.